Good morning, everybody. Thank you for staying on from the call this morning and the leadership training that you had with these incredible leaders. I know a few of you guys are still on too. Great to see you staying on here. We've got to discover us here this morning. It's not too late to text or call anybody to get onto this call. Any guest, anybody that you want to introduce to us here. I believe that my mate Stevie Aquilina does one of the best presentations in our industry. And I know that Edwin was talking me up, but I was just be coming on today to go through my testimonial. So Steve will go through most. If we've got time at the end, we will do a Q&A. We have to thank Stevie Aquilina. We do this call every week. He gets up at 5 a.m. in Australia every single Sunday morning his time, Saturday our time here in the States. And he's done this on top of celebrating his 10th year wedding anniversary. So I really appreciate you doing this, Stevie. Your leadership, everything you're doing for the membership to support our great cause, our purpose-filled mission. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Stevie. Thanks, mate.
No, my pleasure to be here, Danny. Thank you very, very much for having me here. And good morning or good day from Australia, everyone. Or maybe good evening, maybe afternoon, perhaps, where you are in the world. And it's my great honor to be here with you. If you'd paid money to be here today and you didn't like what we had to share, I'll just give you your money back very, very quickly. But your time, it's not something I can refund to you. And so it's far more valuable than money. And I'm very, very grateful that you've decided to spend such great value with me. I don't intend to waste your time in that regards. I'm going to get through a presentation that is something that for the past 6 years has been a high priority for me to present to people. Because the impact that it's having in people's lives is significantly deep and it's changing, bettering, and even giving people's lives back all around the world. And Danny is one of those people. And so I can't wait for you to hear from him today. And I'll make sure to give him a proper introduction later on. You won't want to miss out on hearing from this gentleman, not just because he has an incredible story, but he is an incredible person. For those of you who know him, you'll be agreeing with me already. And those who don't know him, you've missed out. And so I'm very keen to introduce him to you today. So I'm sure you'll get value out of this today. Without further ado, let me jump into this presentation. I'll just share my screen here very quickly. All right, great. So as Danny said, in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, me and my family, we live in Australia. Originally, we are from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast. That was really a dream come true when we could make that happen. We're minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We've really got it all around us. And I'm very blessed. I feel very fortunate in life. I have the income, time, and freedom that allows me to really enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's taken us to many parts around the world that were once too far out of my reach, but the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a difficult child to school and parent, and I never made the grades, was often told I was pretty weird, stupid, and useless. And I guess when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you start to believe it. Now, later on, I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. With that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s, to be honest. I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb, but hey, very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. I was kidding about the good looking part, but not about the dumb part. I had big dreams, but I wanted to be, do, and have more. But really, honestly, it was about wanting to give more, actually. I had little self-esteem though, and so I'd done little with my life and therefore had little to give. Physically, I've always been athletic, even to right now, mainly in martial arts. But back then, I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory and gut conditions most of my life, and lots of bad injuries. Financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs. Hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. I mean, behind and embarrassed. I've had the phone, electricity and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol. I've not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted. I mean, no financial dignity. I believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. So I was left feeling trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, and frustrated, really, because I wasn't able to be who I wanted to be. But here are some things that in my life have been very fortunate. First, I met the girl of my dreams, and I knew right then and there, more than ever before, that I wanted to become more. And she believed in me, always told me that I was more. And when you're told something often enough, it kind of sinks in. And then a second thing that happened to me that was very, very fortunate, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing opportunity, life-changing training. The company leaders are extremely successful people. They believed in me too, and they taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, not just for me, but for others too, because of this life-changing breakthrough. Instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, I now have more, with the ability to believe and become and give more because of this company's training, and it's showing me a life-changing better way. So now I really want nothing more than to better people's lives, and at least any one of these life-changing ways too. And so what I'll first be sharing with you is the life-changing breakthrough. This is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime, according to medical experts who say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared that this was impossible. This is, however, a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory studies. It's a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it shut down, but more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking and a category-creating healthcare breakthrough. The Discover Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they are made within your body. They are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, therefore your cell-to-cell operation, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. And here's what I mean by that. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, how to repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning at optimal levels. Why is this also all important? Because we are all of us, all of our body made of cells. We live and die, therefore, at the cellular level. So healthy cells means a healthy body and a healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life because they are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological, they all critically depend on redox signaling, critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, it's true. When we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day, not wake up till the next day, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with poor diet, stress, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. Without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular function, protection, and healing processes that we just discussed, they all become slow. Our cells break down more and more from this, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities, world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of ASEA, certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. And ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 98 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results there. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling molecules, and this slide will already be out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And so according to medical researchers, as well as reported in the Huffington Post, where they specifically spoke about ASEA, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA, among all of this, it's already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested, shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. In fact, the head professor of this university study has come out saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that is significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Well, because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. Remember, they're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and or healthier. And ASEA is just putting them back in there. So if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live and feel young once again, or if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you don't need to take my word for it. Let's listen to some medical doctors right now and what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. You can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. These redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, which are our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what ASEA is worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being rejuvenated, being renewed, improving the quality of life. Now, even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie, and the dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she did not take those pictures. Actually, Rosie believed that the products were not working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures, by the way. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie. And I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everybody says they want to see how ASEA goes, but Rosie missed the changes by not taking pictures, and you may miss them too. So please take pictures, because that's how you see how ASEA goes. And for anything you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. And the person who introduced you to ASEA will assist you in doing that, so you can track and record your progress properly. Now, some people notice results early on, like Rosie, in 7 weeks, others in 7 days. And most people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more products, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we do know scientifically is that redox molecules are redox molecules. They're the same in me as they are in you, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are in bottles of ASEA products. They're all precisely the same. Studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Now, this doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face, using Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference there? Renew 28 is not just for your face. Here you see arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, and all over. These pictures are actually from a study done by a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while using Renew 28. Their cellulite had disappeared. And so scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see, was there any truth to these stories? What they found was, after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when these scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, not only for visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after shaving or sun exposure, but Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body, and you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people I see will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing that I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And so I'm going to pause my portion here for just a moment, but I want you to stick around for 2 reasons. Later on, I'm going to come back with an introduction to what I told you, that there's a very significant breakthrough here, which has created a very significant opportunity, and it has changed not just my life, but many people's lives in many significant ways, including this next gentleman that I'm going to introduce to you now. He's an Aussie, and he is actually my best mate, but living in Hawaii. He has come from, I'm going to let him tell you the details of his story, but I'm going to give you the trailer. He's come from a life concerning challenge, not just a health concerning challenge. And this breakthrough has given him his life back in that way and more ways that he's going to elaborate on. He is now an international multi-million-dollar success story. He is an ambassador, triple diamond with this company. If that means nothing to you, he is the 3rd highest ranking associate to this company in the entire world. And it just means he's helped a lot of people. He is on the Global Advisory Council for this organization. He is a $1 Million Earners Club member for ASEA. He is the recipient of the ASEA Business Builder Award. the Entrepreneurial Spirit Award, the Emerging Leader of the Year Award, and many, many others. He is so highly rewarded and awarded simply because he has the mission of this company in his heart, which is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. And he has done that for many tens of thousands. And so I'm very proud to call him a friend and very grateful that he's here with us today and very excited to hand him over to you good folks. So thank you for continuing to tune in. And Dan, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Stevie. Thanks for your presentation. Love working with you, mate. Thanks for everybody for staying on our call today. We do have this call every week with another several calls during the week. The thing I love about what we do is, there's many things. I mean, we can help people obviously with this incredible breakthrough. We can guide them on, their health challenges. We can help them financially to build a business. I just love making friends. We make so many friends through this platform, through this business model, and it's absolutely incredible. The other thing I love is helping people to create their own story. And that's what we do here. We tell our stories, we don't sell, we tell. So we're not here to sell you anything or convince you to do anything. For anybody who's new on this call, we're here simply to share information, and whatever you do with that information is totally up to you. But I can tell you, for anyone new on this call, somebody has handed you a gift, an incredible gift. Whether you want to open that gift or not is totally, totally up to you. But you've got it in your hands, and you're going to be well informed to make a decision whether you're going to open that gift or not. And before I go into my story, I just want to reiterate the company's disclaimer that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But cheekily, we say that with long-term use of these products, or sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. And I can tell you it cured my father's skepticism in a short 2 months with what this physically did for him. And he started telling the world immediately. Excuse me, a little drink. Alrighty, so I figured out around about 3 days ago that I'm going to be telling my story about 2,500 times this year, and I'm excited about that because every time I tell it, someone who hasn't heard it is going to hear about it. And it is a high impact story. It's one of many though, many stories. And mine's not the best out there anymore. There's a lot of people with other incredible stories. So I grew up in Sydney in Australia, and now my wife Suzanne and I are based here in Honolulu in Hawaii. It's amazing what this opportunity has done for us, coming from where we were 6 years ago to where we are today. Our journey has been incredible. It's evolved. It's turned into from being a life-threatening situation into an incredible business helping many people around the world. So I used to play a lot of sports when I was in school, and the reason I did that was a distraction from school. I didn't like school. My father made me go to higher school education. He wanted me to be better than he was, as in he didn't want me to be in a 9-to-5 job like he was, doing the hard yards with the labor work that he did, beating up cars all day in a body shop. He wanted me to have a better life and lifestyle. So unfortunately, I dropped out of school, but leading up to doing that, I played many sports: rugby, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, and bodybuilding. So when I dropped out of school, I joined one of the big 4 banks, and then I realized that I didn't want to work for anybody anymore. 9-to-5 wasn't for me, so I went into my own business, and this was the start of me being a young entrepreneur. I was in the health and fitness industry for many years, multiple businesses. Obviously, you can see I was a bodybuilder. I had to be a product of the product. I owned my own gym, but things evolved for me. I went from starting as a young entrepreneur with building businesses successful in the health and fitness industry to building businesses and selling them for a profit, turning businesses over, flipping businesses like you would renovate or remodel a house and flip a house. That's what I did for 20 years. And over 20 years, I've built and sold 20 traditional businesses. And if you fast forward 20 years employing 3,500 people, around 3,500 people over that period of time to the age 44 from 24, you can see I'm not a bodybuilder anymore, but I used to go to the gym every morning doing more cardiovascular work. I used to look after my health still. I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be. So I kept my fitness up. I mean, at 53 right now, I'm still doing the same thing. And I'm in similar condition to what I am here, except there's a difference. I didn't realize here I was a very, very sick man. 6 months after this photo was taken in 2011, doctors gave me some really bad news. This is a photo of me on the right-hand side with no hair from the top of my head to my toes. I was in and out of a hospital in Sydney in Australia for 2.5 years, and what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Very fake smile, because I was with a hero of mine who'd been through all the health challenges that I was experiencing here in this photo. And leading up to this photo, he went through those hospital visits. He had what you would, or what the doctors would say was the good one. I had two of the bad ones. He was in remission at this time. His issue came back after this photo was taken. He went back into hospital. He lost all his hair again. He lost a whole lot of weight, and he never came out. We lost him at the age of 23 years old. It was a very, very sad time. At the end of what I went through, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. And that was a huge shock, because I had my life in the hands of the professionals. And at that point, I knew I had to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. And I did that. It was hard to flick that switch, because as children, our parents used to take us to the doctors, and that's who we depended on for our health. But I can tell you, take the responsibility of your health back now. Do everything you can to look after the only place that we live, which is our bodies. So I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, did some research, and I knew what I had couldn't live in an alkaline state. And, you know, leading up to this issue, several years before, we were flipping properties as part of our businesses, and I was using Roundup, the weed killer from Monsanto. And this is why I ended up with this issue. So I cleaned up my diet. I became a pescatarian. I ate fish, organic vegetables, organic salads, good drinking water, good clean drinking water. I spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water. And it was hard for me to purchase these products, because when I did my research also led me to network marketing companies, which, as a traditional businessman, I didn't believe in at that time. I thought the only way that we could get ahead in life is to build multiple streams of income through multiple traditional businesses. And that's where my head was at. So I was very naive to the fact. But anyway, hard pill to swallow. I purchased products from these companies because I was in survival mode. I wanted to live. So I bought products from companies like Zango, and I was drinking a bottle of mangosteen every single day for 2 years. And I was on Isogenics products, Product B, for 2 years. Life Vantage, Protandim, for 2 years. Kangen Water, for 2 years. I was also on Celgevity products from Max. And this was the result after 2 years of me trying to look after myself. How do I look here? How do you think I look here? Do I look like a well man? I can tell you I wasn't. My blood works were showing they were heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. Thank goodness at this time, a friend of mine, Bart Cotter, reached out to me, who, if you're on the call prior, Ed Weens was a friend of Bart Cotter. Ed Weens didn't know me, but I had met Bart. He knew I was in a lot of trouble with my health. He called me, and all he said was, I think I found something that can help. Long story short, I got on a plane from Sydney, Australia. I flew to Salt Lake City. I did take a friend of mine with me, Mal Sword, who had the skin issue for over 40 years, spent over $100,000 trying to handle this skin problem. So Mal and I were looking at this for our health. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on the story here, because we met Bart. We actually met him at the headquarters of ASEA. And as you guys know, or for those who are just on this call, ASEA is this cellular health company based in Salt Lake City. And we went to what's called a fly-in. So there's 25 men in the room listening to what this breakthrough was all about. And 23 of them were interested in the opportunity. Before anything started, Tyler Norden, our founder, got up, and going back to the ethos of our company, which was amazing. I mean, I was just there to listen to the breakthrough, the product, what it could do for me. It's all I was interested in. But he slaps his hands on the table, looks us all in the eye, and said, "Gentlemen, this business model may not suit some of you in this room. We don't want anybody involved in this business that has ego and economics above principles and purpose." This is how he started the meeting. It was very interesting. It piqued my interest in another way, thinking, who are these guys? What are their intention? Anyway, I was there for my health. So Dr. Gary Samuelson goes through the presentation. We were drinking the product at the time. I went back to the hotel room to have a shower to get ready to go and meet Vertus Norden, Tyler Norden, all the executives, and Dr. Gary Samuelson. When I took off my shirt, I had little red spots all over my upper torso. The next day, I went to breakfast. Bart gave me some more product before breakfast. So I'd gone through about one bottle over a 12, 14-hour period. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to test this stuff that I was drinking the day before. And for 20 years, I've had a caffeine intolerance. Any more than 2 coffees, I'm buckled over all day with bloating and discomfort. But that morning, I made a decision to have 6 coffees to test this ASEA product. And I can tell you, I went through that whole day. There was nothing to remind me of what I endured for 20 years with that intolerance. And it was a bizarre time for me, because when I went through those hospital visits, I was so tired and lethargic and fatigued. I used to drink more coffee to give myself more discomfort, to keep myself awake during the day. It was a terrible, terrible existence. But that issue was gone overnight. The next day, the light bulb went on. I had so much lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital, I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. I can tell you the next day, my lungs were functioning perfect. I went back to Australia. Do you think I kept drinking this product with those results I had in the first 2 to 3 days? Absolutely. It was a hard time though, because at that time we'd lost everything financially. We were living in a van. We almost went to the Salvation Army for food stamps. ASEA, the redox cell signaling supplement, was not approved in Australia at that time, so we had to double ship from the US. It was costing us $300 for a case. And that was huge for someone that didn't have money, who was struggling to put food on the table. But we made it work. I persisted with that for 8 months until, thank goodness for the business model, after sharing this with a few people, the thank you checks that I was receiving for helping people, I invested back into my own health and bought more product. And December 2015, just over 1 year on the product, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away, which were turning into that crippling issue as people get older. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. My whole body was rebuilt from the top to bottom over that year on the product. Fast forward again, another 2 years. This is 3 years on the product. You can see me looking a lot better again, looking younger. I was definitely feeling younger. Always like to go back to 2014. This is the week before I started on the product. And what you're seeing on the outside here is a direct reflection of what my body was doing on the inside. 1 year on the product, 2015. What you're seeing here on the outside is a direct reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. And my complexion here in 2017, my complexion is a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time as well. So that's my story. Back to health, back to looking younger and feeling younger. And The biggest regret that I have with what we're talking about, and Stevie's going to go into the business opportunity after I finish, is I didn't start sharing this from the time that I heard about it. And that was pretty sad. But if you can understand, I was in a situation where I was in survival mode. It was all about me. It was all about my own health. I know Tammy tells a different story. She understood the science. She had health challenges, but Tammy Gates started sharing this with people from day one, which helped a lot of people, obviously. I mean, I look back and having that regret, the 5 months I didn't share this with people, I wonder how many people I did impact from not saying anything to anybody. So for anybody on this call, we've got something that's scientifically impossible not to work. So as I started sharing this with people, as I said, it was the business model that saved my life, because it was a thank you checks from helping people that I invested back into my own health. I couldn't have done that without the business model, without the ability to share this with others and receive thank you checks for helping people. I believe that what we have is the most compelling opportunity that we'll ever see. Not just because of how big this breakthrough is, but how our company ticks every single box. The incredible leadership. We've got Fortune 50 meets network marketing. We've got an incredible corporate team with a lot of experience, and we've still got some of the leaders on this call now. We have got the best field leadership in the industry. We've got the most compelling, generous, and lucrative compensation plan. And it all comes together with our culture, the ethos of our company, their principles, their values, their integrity, their ethics, their intention to get this product to every single person on the planet. We're in pretty crazy times, guys. I call this the perfect storm. We've got an incredible opportunity. A lot of people are out there struggling. In bad economic times, people are looking for a solution to their health problems first and foremost, and they will spend anything on their health to make sure they maintain it or they get it back. We've got something that can potentially take people back to health, this incredible vehicle called ASEA, but we've also got financial opportunity. There's tens of millions, hundreds of millions. There's so many people on this planet now struggling because of what we've gone through the last 12 months. And we can literally build this business from home. We can share this. For the first 2 years, I was just picking up the phone, calling people and helping people that I introduced from home, hardly going anywhere, to build this business and to get this out there. This is a purpose-filled mission. This is a responsibility. You know about it now. You know what it can do. Let's take a look at the business opportunity. Let's have a look at what this can do for you. Keeping in mind, your health is more important than anything. When I lost my health, I lost everything. Put your own oxygen mask on first. Make sure you take care of your own health. But then once you discover the power of what we have, the enormity of what we've got in our hands here, go and help others. Stevie, over to you. Thanks.
Thanks, mate. I'm so grateful to be here with you, and so grateful for your story, first and foremost, because it means we can have you with us on this existence for longer. But also I'm very grateful because, you know, you had enough care to call me and tell me what was going on with you. And I'm grateful because that empowered me to have a look at this. And then from that empowered me to be able to share this with some family members who are extremely close to me, who we were also extremely concerned about too. And all of that melted away simply because you had enough care to pick up the phone and give me a call. So I'm grateful for you for so many reasons. And, you know, folks, as I said at the start, when I told my story a little bit, this company, you know, has extremely successful people behind it who believed in me long before I could. And Dan was one of those people. So thank you, Dan. I love you, mate. All right, folks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you, you know, once upon a time too, like Dan, unfoundedly, I was shy about hearing of this business model. And I had no reason to be, because I didn't know anything about it. What I realized when I looked at this is that what I'm about to show you is just another business model, just like all the ones that I was used to practicing in before. However, this is a business opportunity like no other. And simply because with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And so that has obviously created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this to make a living, yes, but it is heavily based upon while bettering people's lives. ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented, but listen to this, not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA cannot be copied, because there's absolutely no way for you to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, how to make it yourself, because it's not in the bottle. There are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. And so it can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. That means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, simply because redox works on everybody. Everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well or at all without redox, and redox cannot hurt anybody. Now listen to this, no other product can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, however good they are, they cannot do what ASEA does. And so ASEA therefore holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors, bringing more depth and significance in achievement to each of them like nothing else, whether it be healthcare wellness, whether it be sports science, athletic performance, or whether it be beauty, skincare, aging, or longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, by the way. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. We are here to better people's lives, to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for good people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you an opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. So for people looking for maybe a bit extra or part-time, full-time, maybe a big time or a legacy leaving income for loved ones, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford making your goals, dreams, desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. So you receive a residual income, not just from the first, but all of the repeated purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, the residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide these referrals can go. Just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, homewares, beauty or health products, whatever you recommend, we all do it all the time. People tell people who then tell more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective and meaningful form of marketing, in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide, and ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Residual income is very impressive, but most importantly, it's very important. And I want you to think about it like this. You have residual bills, Why don't you have residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive at 65. Not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Doesn't sound good. What's going wrong? What is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour, selling their precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity, JOB, just over broke job, otherwise known as active income. Listen, sooner or later, you will not be able to be as active as you are right now. Therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. This may even be more concerning if you're thinking, my active income already isn't enough as it is. This is one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. What that means, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They are a great place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you are currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who have been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have, or perhaps how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life for themselves, for loved ones, for others, ASEA is a very significant opportunity to be paid a very significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. But what really makes this significant is there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. It's who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make great money here, that's for sure. You can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. You can have really great time, meet great people, make great friends, have great experiences and a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And it was demonstrated here because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norton, they had the great foresight to see very grave concerns and consequences in such a deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose, responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they could not in good conscience sell out. And so they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. And that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. The ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced when it comes to running very big, profitable, even famous and household name companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can very easily point you to where you can find the answers, because there's plenty of university studies. But most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. So may I ask you, do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? Of course, right? Silly question. You may just want to become an ASEA customer. Or do you have dreams and desires? Do you want to be, do, have, and give more? Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you want a better life, income, lifestyle for you, for loved ones, for others? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference in the world? Become part of this redox reality, and you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others. And your life will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very, very much for spending this time with me. May you all always be happy and always be well. And thank you so much, Dan, for spending this time with us.
Thanks, Stevie. I said to you, I think yesterday, can you hear us okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we might finish the recording, but 250 presentations to go this year we've got to do. That's what we're committed to. We're here to commit to and help and support everybody. There's a question, and the question is,